Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here. And today I'm going to be stamping a card for Casing Tuesday. And in case you don't know what Casing Tuesday is, it's the day when we take a card out of the Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's a specific card that our group has chosen. And we give it a makeover. And it's really neat because you can take the original design and use the same stamp set, use the same products, or you can take completely different products like I did and change everything over. And let me just pull up what, should have done this earlier. I always have all these good intentions and then shoot, I think we are on this one. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. That is not it. Let me find the correct one. It's really hard to see. Okay, I think we're on this one. There we go. There's our card for today. And this is the card, and it's got a lot of busyness going on. So I want you to take a look at this, and I'll show you how we simplified this for a sketch. Because this has a lot of layers, and it's probably very specific to the stamp set, or you could maybe substitute it with some other critters and maybe do like a mountain scene or a field scene or another ocean type scene. And it's such a cute card, but it doesn't really help if you're doing a card and you need some more options. So let me show you how we simplified this sketch to make it easier. So instead of having a whole bunch of different layers where the sharks and the waves were, we've created like one big layer if you want to use that, and then a smaller layer maybe for a greeting layer. So that is how we simplified it. So I want, Casing Tuesday, sometimes it's about how we can simplify a card and create a different card out of it. Okay, I'm gonna come back here now, and I'm gonna show you my card. Good morning, Karen, and I love it if you guys post and say hello to me while I'm here. I tend to go back afterwards and look at your comments, so if you want to leave me a comment, please do. And so I'm gonna switch my camera, make sure it's all on here. Okay, let me come over here. I've got a little sunshine coming in from this side window. Let me see if I can blank that out. It's hard. I love sunshine, but not when it kind of interferes and casts shadows on what I'm doing. So this is the card that I created, and I love this card because it's just very easy to make and really easy to change out the greeting. I need a I'm thinking of you card. So I made it for a specific person. But look at all the greetings in the art gallery stamp set. We have happy birthday, congratulations, good luck, sorry, thank you, best wishes, you are lovely, I'm thinking of you. I think, I miss you. Just so many different greetings. So this is a really versatile all-purpose set. And it comes with dies, and this die is kind of cool. It's just want to say, so you could do that as well. It cuts out the words just want to say, and then you could put any of these words, just want to say I miss you or happy birthday. So this die, it has been very popular on cards as well, because it's just a kind of a cool way, big scripty words, and then you can put a smaller word underneath. But I really love the florals, so I went with this big floral, which I die cut. So I'm going to show you how I made this. So we're going to start off, and I should say one more thing about the art gallery bundle. When you get the art gallery bundle together with the art gallery stamp set and the floral gallery dies, if you get them together, you can save 10% over buying them separately. So I tend to always buy these pieces together as a bundle. And tomorrow, I don't know, I haven't mentioned it yet, but Stampin' Up! Is offering free shipping tomorrow on March 17th. So if you need anything from Stampin' Up!, make sure that you think about getting something tomorrow for orders over $50 and up. So good day to get something. A nice bundle that you've been waiting to buy. So I'm going to be doing, this is two-step stamping, and I'm going to be using this bold floral and then the detail. And then I'm also going to be using this smaller one. So you know what? I don't know which one's better to stamp first. Let's try doing the detail first. I've been stamping. When I stamped it, I did the bold stamp first, and I found it a little hard to get it positioned correctly. So let's try doing the detail first. I'm stamping in Flirty Flamingo. Sometimes it just takes like a little, each stamp has like the best way to stamp it with the two steps. Sometimes it's better to stamp the bold part first, and sometimes it's better to stamp the detail first. So let's see what works better. I'll tell you in a moment. I should have tested it out in advance, but sometimes you just don't have time. Oh yes, I like this better. So stamp the detail first in the darker color, and then you can hover over top with the bold stamp, especially if it's lighter. If it's darker, that probably won't help as much. But I think you can get pretty good alignment then if you do the detail and then the other one. So I'm going to bring Flirty Flamingo back in, and you could do this detail part in a different color, but I'm going to do it in Flirty Flamingo again, just in the center. Another color I'd recommend is black or yellow, because the stamen in the center of a flower can be that color, or even like a green color. You could come back in, but I kept mine pretty neutral with just the two colors. So I'm going to die cut that in just a second, but I also want to stamp these leaves right here. So I'm going to take a different piece of paper. This is just regular basic white paper I'm stamping on. And then I'm going to come in here and just stamp this right down here. All right, so easy. And the stamps themselves already have a nice kind of watercolor wash look to them. So you don't really have to do anything else to them. So let me pull out my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I've got my Claire 1, my base, my number 2, my number 3. And let's do the floral first. And I'm going to use this die right here. On here. Like that. You just kind of hover it around and then carefully place the other part on top, the second cutting pad, and then we're just going to cut this. And so nice because I don't have to hand cut that. So it's really pretty. And then I come in with this one right here. And I also need, the stamp set comes with these two little rectangles that you can use to stamp the greetings. And I think I'm going to go back to doing an I'm thinking of you card. So I'm going to use the longer one. So let's put the leaves around here. So for this one, you just want to line up to make sure, the easiest way is to make sure that your stem is aligned. You can see the color on both the top and the bottom. Okay. I want to see if I can twist this just a little bit. the problem with being a perfectionist, right? I'm going to cut that extra piece in just a moment. Did I shift that? Yeah, I shifted it. That's not good. I didn't place my plate on top carefully enough. All right. Okay, let's do this again. I think I'm going to do it this way. So there's pressure on there. And let me cut this. Okay. So here is my stem all cut out. It looks like that. And then I'm going to come through and just do a cut of that layer right there. I'm going to go backwards. I don't often go backwards because it's more comfortable for me to crank through the other way. All right. And here is this layer. Huh. I got a little bit of a thing on here. Oh, I think it was part of the leaf. Let's try this again. I'm going to twist that a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that one's better. All right. For some reason, I got a bit of something embossed on this part. It was maybe part of the leaf or part of a different cutting. So it had a little bit of design on it. So I just went ahead and cut that one more time. I go through a lot of white paper. I don't know about you, white cardstock. It's like, it's kind of like I eat it for breakfast every day. So this little piece right here, I'm going to stamp I'm Thinking of You on here with Mossy Meadow. It's the same color I used for the leaves. And then I'm just going to come through. It's better to stand up and look down. I could stamp this first and then die cut it too. That's another way to go about it. For this one though, I like to die cut the piece first, and I could put this greeting on a G block, but what happens with a G block is there's a lot of distortion on the edges because they're so close to the words. So sometimes I have trouble seeing on this tiny little piece where my edges are. And that causes me to stamp crooked. So I'd rather put this diagonally on this is a C block. I put it diagonally on a C block, and that helps me see, even though this is crooked on the block, it helps me see better when I'm stamping down on there. So that's just a little tip if you're having trouble with the distortion of the blocks on the edges. All right, let's talk about paper. This bundle has a matching paper set that is just so gorgeous. It's called Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. And just look at the gorgeous patterns on this paper. On the one side, we've got like nice neutral patterns, and then on the back side, we've got these beautifully painted florals. So very versatile paper. You can go and create a card very easily just with the paper and a greeting stamped on some white. Or you can use the neutral side, which is what I did. So I actually used a piece of the paper. On the one side, we've got the beautiful patterns, and on the back, we've kind of got this beautiful pool party texture design. So I cut a piece of 4 3/4 by 3.5 inch paper, and I'm just going to adhere that to my card front. And this card base, I did kind of a different card base. Normally cards open from the top when we're doing this portrait style card, but I did 11 inches by 4¼ inches and scored in half at 5½. So I have a side opening card, and this is going to be important in just one moment because I want to tie a piece of pool party ribbon around here. I love this pool party sheer ribbon. You've probably heard me say that before. It's really nice and light. It's not, when you send these cards in the mail, which we most often have to do, it's not bulky. So it's nice and light, and it doesn't steal the thunder of the card itself. It's just nice complementary ribbon. So I'm going to tie one little knot, and then I'm just gonna grab some locking tweezers and lock that knot down. And then let me cut my ribbon so I don't have this long piece. And then I'm going to do my second knot. And when I come closer to the end, I'm just going to kind of help my knot flatten out a little bit. And then when it looks good, I'll remove my tweezers, okay? So then I'll come in. Sometimes ribbon kind of wants to go the way it wants to go. So there. It's going to flatten out when it goes in the card. You could also manipulate it a little bit to sit down a little bit. Okay, so finally we're going to add our pieces to the card, and I decided I wanted the pieces to kind of come off this rectangular piece just a little bit. So I like to arrange everything first so that I know that everything is going to fit, and then I'll start gluing things down. I want everything is kind of coming off just a little bit. And then just add this. So you can see how easy this would be to change out the greeting on here, because you know it's just floating over here, so you can use whatever greeting you wish on this card. And the background is really neutral, so if you don't like pink florals, you could do purple florals, yellow florals, red florals, whatever combination of floral. You kind of just need two colors that kind of work together in a color scheme. Like I chose two kind of orangey pinks that work well, petal pink and a flirty flamingo. They work really well together when they're stamped together. All right, just one last thing I want to do for this card. These are the Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins, and I like these on here. Let's see. I think definitely a blue, and originally I think I did one of these, or I could use one of the lighter ones. It really doesn't matter, but just take one of these sequins and pop it on here, and then one of these ones, pop it over here, okay? And that just adds like a little twinkle to the card, right? And there it is. That is the card. And if you wanted to, you could pop some things up on dimensionals, like this floral here could be up on some dimensionals if you wanted to give it a little bit more of a pop, or if you wanted to pop the greeting up on dimensionals. I would probably choose one or the other and not do both if I was going to do that. Because I'm mailing these, I decided that they were going to be kind of a flatter type card. So that's all there is to this. This is not a hard stamp set. Two-step stamping is one of the things I fell in love with the first time I saw a Stampin' Up catalog. That was one of the first stamp sets I bought. It was a pansy, a two-step pansy, and I just loved how the combinations came together. And now our florals are just so much more detailed. Look at the brush strokes on there. It looks like someone painted it, and the background paper as well. It's just very easy, and you can make up a bunch of these really, really quickly. So I hope you like that. Let me see if you have any comments or questions. I know today's card was a little simpler than normal, but it's nice to have. Last week's card had a lot of stamping on it, and this week's card, it was just very easy, pretty easy to be done. So good morning. I already said good morning to Karen, and Janine is here too. And Linda from North Florida, welcome. And Amy from Washington, good morning. And there's Bev and Ellie, good morning. Janine said, I did the same thing with that stamp, Brenda. I could not get it aligned the other way. Oh, so, okay, Janine's talking about how I was doing the two-step stamping with the florals, and sometimes it's easier to stamp the bold first, and sometimes it's easier to stamp the detail. So if it doesn't work one way, try it the other way. It just kind of depends on the stamp. And so if you're doing two steps, you're new to them, I would suggest going and grabbing a piece of computer paper. I keep a stack of quarter sheets. My stack's kind of low right now, but I use these for designing. They're the same size as our card front. I've talked about this before. I just cut a bunch of computer paper to quarter sheets, and then I use these as my design templates. I also use them for test stamping stamps, and so I should have done that yesterday, but because I've been stamping for a while and I think I should know it all, I didn't. But thankfully I was able to align it by some luck when I was stamped my card on this weekend. And but if you have problems just like Janine and I did, try stamping it the other way. Usually there's an easy way to do it. Good point, Janine. All right, D says she loves the two colors together, and Pool Party is a great go-to for any season. Pool Party is one of my favorite background colors of all time. And Janine says she loves the card. Thank you so much. Dee says, I admire the way you never get Tombow on your fingers. Oh, I do. I kind of just like I don't try, and I just kind of roll it off my fingers over the garbage can. But I guess I've gotten better at it through, I don't get as much on my fingers. But yeah, I do. I love Tombow though, because it sticks. That stuff is not coming off the card without damage. So I love that I know once the card mails, it's not going to come apart. Amy says, beautiful. It's just Karen. Thank you. And thank you, Ellie. She thinks the card's pretty. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like that card. I hope you'll give it a try. I love the Art Gallery bundle. It's such an all-purpose bundle. And if you pair it with the paper, it is just fabulous. So guys, if you want to join our Casing Tuesday group, we have a great group of ladies on there. You can post your own cards on there to share with us. The link is down below if you want to join, so please join us. Tomorrow, don't forget about our free shipping, and if you purchase from me, my host code is down below. For every $50 you spend, you're going to get a pack of my retired designer series paper. I've packaged them all up in cute little packages, and so that's another little perk if you order from me tomorrow. So have a look on the website tomorrow, because you'll get free shipping then. If you liked any of the supplies I used today, click on over to my blog. It's one of the first links on the description, and then you can see my supply list. If you have questions, please contact me. I'm always happy to help you out. All right, guys, I hope you have a great week. I will be back here on Friday on the YouTube channel, and I'm going to be doing a live of either a 3D project or a fanciful card. So I hope you will join me then. Until then, have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.